Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Emphasis on Sports. I'm your host, Damon Anthony, and as usual, we're just going to talk sports. We're just going to talk a little bit of life. We're just going to talk a lot of love. You know what I mean? Back with the Olympics. Of course, we're prime time Olympics right now, so that's what we're focused on. We know that there's a lot of other sports going on. There's news a little bit of everywhere, all sorts of pockets of the sports world, but we're on Olympics. You dig what I'm saying? That being said, I'm only going to keep y'all only but so long. I got to go watch some Olympics. Brother had to work today and had to work kind of hard, you know what I mean? So now I got to catch up. Things I do know, things I did see though. Simone Biles did it again, taking home the gold in the women's all around. Suni Lee finishing with the bronze, finishing third. Hey, look, that's the number one, the number three best in the world. Young lady from Brazil came in second with the silver. Now, I'm not sure if everybody is really fully getting what they're seeing, if it's fully clicking up here when we're watching Simone Biles. When we say GOAT, we often throw that around, right? We call people a GOAT all the time. Oh, you're GOATed for that. Oh, you're a GOAT for this. GOAT means greatest of all time. Not greatest of this time, not greatest of next time, not greatest of last time. Greatest of all time. What we're watching with Simone Biles, we're watching a young lady do things that we've never seen before, that the gymnastics world has never seen before. When they're naming moves and they're naming things after you, that puts you on another plane. What we're seeing with Simone Biles, she didn't have to show up. They could have mailed her the gold home and made everybody else compete for second and third. That's how great she is. That's absolutely amazing. I've been watching the Olympics for a long time, and in the gymnastic world, Nassia Lukin, Shannon Miller, Dominique Dawes, Gabby Douglas, seen a lot of them. Seen a whole lot of them. Haven't seen anything like this. She's absolutely crazy. She's ridiculous. Suni Lee, to be teammates with her. Suni Lee, she could have went out there, and I know if she would have put a little spin on it, she might have gone ahead and taken that gold if it wasn't for Simone Biles. But Suni knows. She's watching an absolute GOAT. It's like in basketball. We like to talk about is Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, who's the GOAT of basketball. In gymnastics, it's not a question. And the other gymnasts, they get it. They know. They absolutely know, and they're not mad at it. Nobody's fighting it. She's just better. Sometimes you just got to say that. And that's what we're seeing with Simone Biles. So hats off to you. Big standing O, just a big clap. You're just absolutely killing it. Man, give her all the flowers that she deserves. Please. Other Olympic news. Our men's and women 3-on-3, we got to do better. We got to do better. I hope the people that pick this are rethinking their team and how they put that together for the LA Olympics. Number one, I want to see some better players. Better players. So if we're taking the top 12 NBA players and putting them on a team to play 5-on-5 full court, there's some guys after that. How about the next five you put on the 3-on-3 team and we can go out there and win? No disrespect, but Jimmer Fredette, he couldn't cut it in the NBA. He moved on and he's doing his thing, and hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he's successful in whatever life that he's living. But why are we putting him out there 3-on-3 against the rest of the world? Makes no sense. It's kind of the same thing where these guys are playing all the time together for a very long time, and they understand the movement. They understand where someone's going to be. When there's a pick and roll, I know exactly where to put the ball so it's moving right to the rim. I know exactly on a screen, I know where you're going to be to shoot that 3, 2, whatever it's going to be. We got to do better. Same thing on the women's side. On the women's side, there's great talk about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese not making it on this women's national basketball team. They could have played 3-on-3. Imagine them out there on 3-on-3. Can you imagine that? First of all, Caitlin Clark killing them all over the court, right? Draining from behind the 3-point line. Angel Reese, she's mopping up down below. But then the other piece that we're seeing from Caitlin Clark, she's an excellent passer. So when that defense sucks to her, somebody's open and she's going to hit people in stride. She's going to do what it does. That's what I see. So why can't we make a better decision as to who to send out there to play basketball? Get the best basketball players. This is something that we're failing at that we shouldn't be failing at. We should be doing much better than we are. Speaking of the women's national basketball team, today they won in their matchup against Belgium. Squeaked by, only won by 13. Now listen, I'm not about to sit here and talk bad about the team or say anything they need to do or anything like that. They're going to have some close games, and if a close game is 13 points, that's fine. We all know that point differential is actually a big thing when it comes to the Olympics. These ladies are still, they're going to move to the knockout round. They're going to move on, and when they do, they'll be just fine. Whether 1 or 100, a win is a win. If they keep racking up these wins, they're going to be sliding some more gold right on. And that's what we came to see. That's what they're going to be doing. Also, it's been really cool to see the men's national basketball team out and about in France, in Paris, checking out these other sports. That's what it's about. Now, these guys make millions and millions of dollars, compete at a high level, and to see some of these players in absolute awe of what they're watching, that just tells you how big the Olympics are. You got LeBron and his wife out there. You got a big slew of guys who went to go see the gymnastics. We're seeing people a little bit everywhere. KD was at 3-on-3. Anthony Edwards was at ping pong. We know when track happens, everyone's going to be there. Players are popping out left and right just to check out these other athletes and watch this greatness as it unfolds. I love to see it. I love to see athletes honor other athletes and not just walk around with these big inflated egos. Real sweet to see, real cool to see. Almost as cool as the shooter from Turkey. All of y'all know who I'm talking about by now. So we've all seen the memes and the pictures of one of the lady shooters coming out looking like straight up John Wick, like she's taking out a whole neighborhood. And then we see my man from Turkey come out, t-shirt, no special eyewear, just standing there laying them down. That's my guy. So far, love him, big time. Other than that, we really didn't do too great in the Olympics. In the swimming pool, as usual, we've been doing really well, but the Aussies, they're right on our heels. They're right there. That's our biggest rival in the pool. But we are showing out where we need to. Couple golds, silver. Didn't do well in one of the relays. Took home the gold in another one. Just the whole scene. It all seems real electric to see. Seeing so many great moments is really cool. There was also a moment today, and I'm not going to go too deep into this one. There was a moment today in women's boxing. By now, a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. One thing I will say, before you jump to conclusions, do some research. Now, a lot of us will see something on social media and we'll just go right for it. That's the gospel. That's the God's honest truth. Man, people make up things, people mislead you all the time. I'm not going to say, what I think about it. I'm not going to say what is, what isn't, because I don't know. And one of the smartest things that a person could say is, I don't know. So I'm not going to pass judgment on anything because I don't know it. Some of the things don't connect. I'm not going to tell you what those are. I'm not going to put myself or my opinion out there like that on it. But before you make any hasty decisions and before you speak out of your mouth crazy, actually do some research. Know what you're talking about. All right. This stuff affects people in another way. Saw one of our ladies rugby players, very emotional because somebody asked her a real foul question on social media. Real foul question. I'm not going to repeat it because it was foul. And how dare you? Man, these are also people too. And the things that we say as fans can affect someone. There's been something when it comes to fandom, I've said for a very long time. Don't cross the line. as a fan. Just remember, we're fans. I will, you guys will often catch me talking about the San Francisco 49ers, and I'll say we. We need to do this. We won, we lost. We've done great. Well, in reality, the we is because I'm a fan. It's not because I play. I didn't break a sweat. I didn't bleed. I didn't, go through practice and training camps and all that. I didn't do any of that. I'm just an ultimate fan of a team. Now, for people that don't understand where I stand on being a fan, let me explain it to you. So as we sit here, I'm 44 years old. I got introduced to football first grade, so 5, 6 years old, living in the Bay Area, California. My mother was in the military. She loved football. We would watch football on Sundays. The major team in the area was the 49ers, because at this time we're talking about 85, 86. So the Raiders, they're in LA. So if you're in the Bay Area every Sunday during football season, the Niners are on TV. I locked in. I loved football, loved watching that team. So the following year, I wanted to be Ronnie Lott for Halloween. And then that love kept going, and I kept watching that team. So at 44, a team that, let's just say 6 years old to be fair, a team that I started watching when I was 6 years old, I still continue to watch year after year after year, win, lose, or draw. So I want people to really think about that. A lot of you have been a fan of whatever your team is, whatever sport you love since you were a kid. There's almost nothing outside of like really, really childhood friends or your family that you've continued to do for this long. There's nothing that I did when I was 6 outside of your basic things, of course, eating, wiping my own ass, right? Loving my family. Nothing else has stuck with me for 38 years. Nothing. I don't play with the same things. I don't watch the same shows. I don't see the same movies. I really don't eat most of the same things. It's different. I've been watching the 49ers for 38 years. Therefore, I am a very huge fan. But that also means that I'm just a fan, that I need to learn to sit my ass down sometimes and just be a fan. I can say all the we in the world, but I'm not out there. Keep that in mind when you talk about the we. When you figure that some of these players, some of these teams you're involved in, you're not. We're fans. We get it, right? Do I have jerseys? Do I have swag? Do I go to games? Do I help support the team? Absolutely. But I'm not a 49er. I'm a fan. I hope some of y'all realize that too, what it actually means to be a fan. Love the sport, love the athletes, then move on. All the rest of it is unnecessary. When you put an effect on another person's life for foolishness, especially if you don't know what you're talking about, that's wrong. Tighten up. Please tighten up. All right. So now, that being said, more Olympic action. I am about to get it together. I am about to check out some more Olympics. I may peek into the Hall of Fame game, the Houston Texans and Chicago Bears. Definitely, I'm interested, but as I've said before, it's a glorified high school game, so it doesn't really, pique too much of my interest. Always good to hear the helmets crack. So do like to check that out a little bit. Speaking of the NFL, I find it interesting that Caleb Williams, walked around the locker room telling people they need to clean up. Locker room's dirty. Now I've seen, some former players. I've seen their take on this and some of their feedback on this, and they're not wrong. Um, I'm gonna put it this way, bruh. Until you lace them up in a regular season game, you gotta chill. You do. You gotta learn. You gotta, make your way a little bit. Remember, you're talking to vets. You're talking to guys that have been there. You're also talking to grown-ups. You're not walking in and there's, people your age, people in your bracket. You're not. These are fully grown men that you got to earn their respect. You don't walk in and they just give it to you. That's not how the game works. That's not how life works. Respect is an earned thing. And Caleb will get there. I'm real sure of it. Other thing, Steelers Nation. So something I saw is, real interesting. I talked about a little rumble, at Steelers training camp. Well, come to find out, that was started between quarterbacks. Now, there's been some things that no one is sure if they were absolutely said, so I'm not going to repeat them. Um, but from what I understand, old Russie, old Dangerous, laid that first slap to the young Mr. Fields. Now, that's what happened. Hey, look, good to see that dog out of Russ. Justin, remember, he's still a young pup. Dude did win a Super Bowl. He was a Seahawk, so I don't really have a great affinity for him, but he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He has been around for a little bit. He did have a terrible year the year before last, decent year last year, but he ain't no young guy. He ain't no chump neither. He may be real nice. He may put out a great electric vibe. He might hit you with a let's ride, but he ain't no chump. Remember, watch what you say to people, right? Close us out with some Niner news. So all day there's been buzz on a potential Brandon Ayuk signing. We've seen him, walk out, dap up Shanny, dap up Lynch yesterday. Looks like there's some good news on the way. Let's get it going. Let's do something, whatever it is. You're gonna have to strap in and play. Whether hey, get the money. I want everybody to get the money. Hopefully you do. If you don't, let's light them up and play. Don't be players that set out, because you really only have a couple choices in this matter. Now, you signed up for football. This is what it is. Will you get that bread? Absolutely. Will you get it in red and gold or somewhere else? Only time will tell. But we're ready, right? Let's get Trent Williams in. Let's get BA in. And then let's get it going. Because regular preseason is about to start up real soon. Then we're looking at that season. So let's go, BA. Let's go, Trent Williams. Let's get it. Let's get it done. All right. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna go catch up on some Olympics. Just have a nice evening. Get ready for this weekend. All right, y'all. One love. Until next time.